Every October, Ashgrove Lane looked like it had been plucked straight out of a postcard. Pumpkins lined the porches, gold leaves drifted from the trees, and paper bats fluttered in windows. It was the kind of place families dreamed about moving into. Quiet, friendly, and picture-perfect. Neighbors waved when you drove by. Children played safely in the yards. And the biggest trouble you could imagine was maybe a runaway dog. At least that's what it looked like on the surface. Because if you ask the Carters, the family who moved in just 2 years ago, they'll tell you something different. They'll tell you that beneath the decorations and warm smiles was something darker, and they'll tell you that the night they accepted an invitation to the neighborhood's annual Halloween party was the last time they ever truly made a choice for themselves. Jonathan and Claire Carter had been married 12 years, and together with their 9-year-old son Dylan, they were desperate for a fresh start. They had grown tired of city life, the traffic, the sirens at night, the thin apartment walls that carried every argument of their neighbors. When they found the old Victorian house on Ashgrove Lane, it felt like fate's wide bay windows, a porch swing that creaked with every breeze, and a street that seemed frozen in a simpler time. The neighbors arrived almost immediately, bearing casseroles and pies. The Whitmores, the Hales, the Lowells, all charming, all too perfect. Their elegance felt timeless, their smiles just a little too polished. But the Carters didn't question it. They were just grateful for the warmth. When October rolled around, the invitation arrived. A black envelope with gold lettering, hand-delivered by Mrs. Whitmore herself. "You must join us," she insisted when Claire opened the door. "Every family on the block comes. It wouldn't be Halloween without it." Eager to fit in, the Carters agreed. That night Ashgrove Lane glowed. Jack-o'-lanterns flickered. Costumed children darted between houses. Laughter filled the crisp autumn air. But the Whitmores' home was different. Candles burned in every window. Garlands of dried roses draped across the railings. Inside, the air smelled of spiced wine and wood smoke. The ceilings soared high, and antique furniture glimmered in the candlelight. Guests glided through the rooms, in costumes that looked centuries old, gowns and tailored suits. Nothing like the store-bought superheroes and witches. Outside, Mom Dylan whispered, clutching her hand, "This doesn't feel like a house. It feels like a castle." The neighbors welcomed the Carters with cheers, pressing glasses of wine into their hands. Music played low, haunting, like something carried forward from another century. For a while everything seemed perfect, almost too perfect, but soon the strangeness began to seep in. Jonathan noticed no one touched the food. Lavish platters of meat and fruit sat untouched, while the guests only swirled their wine endlessly. Claire noticed the neighbor's hands were ice cold when she shook hers, as if their blood barely moved, and Dylan swore one of the Lowells hadn't blinked the entire evening. Then at midnight the music stopped. The candles flickered lower. Mrs. Whitmore raised her glass and smiled, a smile far too sharp its time. She announced, "Our new friends should see what Ashgrove Lane is truly about." The Carters laughed nervously, thinking it was part of the theatrics, until the neighbors moved closer. And then the fangs came out. Smiles stretched to wide, lips curled back to reveal teeth that were anything human. Eyes gleamed with hunger. Jonathan tried to shield his family, but pale, impossibly strong hands seized him from behind. Claire screamed as Dylan clung to her while Mrs. Whitmore stepped into the candlelight, her face aglow with something monstrous. "You don't need to be afraid," she whispered. "We don't kill our neighbors, we keep them." What happened next no one knows for certain, but the Carters were never seen again. By morning, their Victorian looked perfectly ordinary. Pumpkins on the porch, curtains drawn, mailbox empty. The neighbors simply told anyone who asked that the family had moved away, back to the city or perhaps across the country. The story shifted each time, but no one pressed too hard, because in places like Ashgrove Lane, you learn not to ask questions. And if you drive past the Whitmore's house now, you might notice something strange. Pale faces staring out from the windows, never smiling, never stepping outside. Every Halloween, new families on the block received the same envelope, black with gold lettering. "You must join us, every family comes." It wouldn't be Halloween without it. If you ever find one in your mailbox, do yourself a favor, don't open it. Don't go to the party. And don't look too closely at your neighbors, because once you realize what they really are, it's already too late.